Welcome to the Magnetic Leadership Podcast by educator Dave Johnson.
Good morning, everyone, on this beautiful Saturday day. This is Shari Noldge. I'm from Oregon, and I'm here helping Dave out this morning because so many of them are at Vision Tour in Boca Raton and in Florida, which we're all so envious for those of us that can't attend. I do want to say, though, that for us, for me and my team here in Central Oregon, we have just wonderfully thrived off these vision tours because it gives us an intimate setting for us to meet all of the leaders of this company. It gives us a bigger vision of this company, and it inspires us not only in the business that we're in, the products and the discoveries that we're using, but it validates it all. And so many of us are excited now to go to Summit in March in Las Vegas. And I'm hoping this reaction has also been the same with so many of you who have attended. And to inspire our corporate leadership, I would love it if we would all make a quick email to support in expressing our excitement about vision tours, because the first year they've ever done it, it was on a temporary kind of trial basis. They need to get our feedback, how you felt about it, how you were made a difference in your life and in your belief system with the Avini company. So I would inspire everybody to do that, please. So anyway, this is going to be a fun morning, short morning, but we've got some wonderful things planned for you. I have some amazing friends that will be on this morning that I've met either through Avini or I've met through a network marketing prior experience. And so I have Susan Scott, I have Paige Wolfe, and I have Dave Neff, all great friends. Susan is going to lead us off, and I want just a real quick story. I've known Susan for a long, long time, and I hadn't talked to her in a long, long time. And one day I put a phone call into her and said, "Hey, we haven't touched base in forever. Tell me what's going on." And so she had a lot to tell me. We all know that timing is everything for everyone. And this happened to be the right timing for Susan, and I want to let her share her story. Susan, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Shari. Thank you.
Awesome.
Good morning, everyone. Do I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Well, like Shari said, we met and talked, and I told her about my husband passing away 3.5 years ago, which she wasn't aware of that, which is kind of devastating to me. I wished I'd known about Avini and its products when he was alive, and maybe he'd still be with us today. But to my story, I was in a lot of pain for several years in my joints and my hands, and I had a very painful surgery in my ankle. So I was having sleepless nights and taking a lot of pain meds. Shari introduced me, like I said, to Cell Defender and Plus Relief. So I thought, well, what the heck, I'll try it. I did, and I am so glad I did. The Plus Relief I used probably 4 or 5 times through the day, just working it into my joints and my hands. And I discovered that it not only dimmed the pain, but it almost felt like it was gone. So within about 2 months, I started just putting it on before I went to bed at night. And then when I first thing got up in the morning, I'd put more on. It's just made a difference in my life. Also my fingers have almost straightened out. Also the joints in my fingers, they were swollen pretty bad. It was hard to move them around. Now I can move them. The swelling's gone down a lot. Anyway, it's been a life changer. About a year ago, my doctor prescribed statin medications for my heart. And I discovered that I was having enormous stomach cramps. And it also caused nausea, headaches. And I thought, what the heck? I Googled the statin medication to see what the side effects were. And I had every side effect except one. So I immediately got off from the statin medication. And I tell you, the very next day, all of those side effects were gone. And I haven't had stomach aches like that since. It's just been great. So I immediately went on plus cardio and Zmunity, and just to protect myself. And this has also been after I talked to Dave Neff. He was a big contributor on what I am doing for my heart. The other thing is, when I talked to Shari, I decided, what the heck, I'll go ahead and be a distributor, because I would at least get my products at a wholesale cost and not pay full price for them. And maybe I'll bring somebody in once in a while. Well, that has changed considerably. Started out where, all the networking companies I've been in, they tell you, look at your contact list. You have 100 to 200 people on your phone contact or your address book, and get with them. Well, how many times do you get with those people and tell them about products and stuff? They get so they don't want to talk to you anymore. So I thought, well, I've got to do something different. So on my trip to Portland to the Vision event, which was amazing, everybody needs to go to that. And I plan on going to the Vegas Summit meeting. Anyway, I had the occasion there at the event to listen to MJ Durkin. MJ really inspired me, and found out that he was doing training sessions, and I thought, I need to be on that. So I talked to Shari. She introduced me to Chris Bruce, and we went through the process, and I was admitted to the training class. I've been in the training now for, let's see, I think it's been 3 weeks. And then I went on to Paul Stour's training class. That has been mind-changing. I thought that I knew everything about talking to people. Well, I don't know anything, and I used to limit myself. And I just decided that I need to open my mind and come up with a different solution, which this training has helped me do that. And to my amazement, like I said, I've been on the training for about 2-3 weeks now. So many things have come to me because I have opened my mind, stepped out of the box, and now I've got about 3 different events that I'm attending. I've become a member of the board of directors for the district that I live in, which is huge in Bend, where I am. I'm in Bend, Oregon, by the way. And we get with residents in the area. We make decisions as far as what the residents want for their streets, their parks, and so on. And we make these recommendations to the city. Then I was also offered a position on the land use planning department. So things are opening up for me, which probably I wouldn't have had that happen earlier. My mind was too closed, and this training has really helped me. So if you get a chance to get on this training with MJ or Paul or both, do it. It's well worth the time spent. One more thing about health. This was a side effect I didn't expect. And I've been on Cell Defender this whole time, and the other products, I have lost over 30 pounds. Yeah, Shari, I saw your look. No, I've been on it since June or July, I believe. And I'm amazed because I've never lost more than 10 pounds. And then it was on a diet and everything, restricting what you're eating and so forth. Well, it just happened. I don't get hungry like I used to. It just is amazing what happened. I'm not even trying to diet. I try to eat healthy, of course, but I just eat what I usually do. It's
Right.
just been amazing.
Incredible. What a story. You told more things than I've heard even, but I knew how you started out, and I'm sure everybody can hear the enthusiasm and the excitement for what you've been going through. I didn't realize you were going through your personal stories, so I want to put a disclaimer out there that we don't profess to cure or any diseases, and
Right.
that's not what this is all about. And also the fact that you took yourself off of a drug, we don't encourage that. That's
No.
what Susan did. You won't do anything with your prescriptive drugs or anything that you're on that your doctor prescribed. You need to go through your doctor's support and that kind of thing. So I want to make sure that's clear.
Yes.
But I'm excited for you with your business moving forward. And Susan obviously made a decision and she made a commitment, and you can hear it in her voice. You can hear it in her excitement. She's getting out of the box and meeting new people and finding avenues to do that. And it's almost coming to her. So it's really exciting.
Yes.
And that's where we're going to fall. And I want to thank you so much, Susan, for sharing. I appreciate you very
Thank
much.
you, Shari, for everything
Yes.
you've done for me.
Absolutely. Been great. And I want to, this feeds right perfectly into what Paige is going to talk about. Paige has become one of my besties because we talk a lot about our businesses and throw ideas back and forth. And so she's going to share some wonderful things about business strategies that's also going to feed into what Susan's doing and what many of us are expressing and exposing ourselves to. So Paige, I'd love for you to share what you have to offer us, please.
Sure. Thank you, Shari. Thank you, Susan. Well, you're right, Susan. It's about staying in motion and getting out there and putting yourself out there and meeting people. It's very important. There are two ways to go about that. If you're somebody who just lives far away in the woods, they don't get to town much, well, then the way to put yourself out there is different groups online. And we've got the Facebook, everybody knows about that, but there's also other ways to get involved too. It's Telegram, it's BitChute, there's tons of different social media where you can enter a group and start sharing some helpful information. But just like in person, online, you have to establish a relationship with the people. You can't just go, hey, you got to try this. That's never going to work. It's always about the relationship. So I have noticed for myself, in the beginning, I started a group email, and that's grown. And I highly recommend that to anybody who wants to build a business. The people that you bring in, put them in a group email and touch base with them at least once a week, because hopefully if you're building a business, you're doing the smart thing and you're staying involved, staying in the loop, listening to the morning rev calls, getting on some Zooms. And the people, when they first join, might not be doing that. So if you drip on them with the links of the recordings, that's a way to bring to their attention, hey, this was a great call today. I really think, you'll enjoy it. Here's the link. It's just staying in touch with people and just dripping on them, because it does pay off. And I have felt the effects of not staying on top of that. And I see my business does fall back a little bit when I don't stay in the loop. So I always recommend those group emails. And like you said, Susan, there's so many things that you can get involved with. I mean, you've got groups in your town. We've got a couple different women's business groups in my little town here in Arkansas. So find what resonates with you, the people that resonate with you, and get to know them. And just be consistency. And consistency is key for sure. Just like with taking our products, well, consistency and touching on people is very, very important. And, sometimes I hear people say, oh, I introduced this to someone and then I called back a few days later and they just ghosted me. What happened? It's like, oh gosh, I've heard that a lot. And I always go back to the advice of my friend David Peak. You always have to ask questions because he who asks the most questions controls the conversation. And you have to ask permission. So if you're talking to somebody about Avini and you want to follow up, ask permission. Say, may I give you a call in a couple days or after you watch the video I'm sending you? When do you think you might be able to watch that 5-minute video? Use our Avini phone app. So it's kind of like a secretary that says, hey, so-and-so watched that video you sent. So that's your cue to call back. But when you are done talking with somebody, and I'm talking to myself when I say this, take the time to ask permission if you may give them a call in a few days. Make that follow-up appointment. Don't just hang up the phone or say goodbye after lunch without making that follow-up appointment and asking permission. Actually, even a better way to say it is, would it be okay? Would it be okay if I gave you a call in a couple days to talk about that short video I'm going to send you? Simple as that. You're just asking permission. So yeah, I think that was about all I wanted to touch on unless there was something else we chatted about, Shari, that you wanted to bring up, but I think that's what I wanted to share. Stay in the loop, keep it moving.
That's right. Activity is what makes it happen, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Right. We can attend as many coaching, whatever, but if we don't do anything with the results of what we're listening to, then don't expect different results from your business growth. So awesome. Thank you so much, Paige. You hit on a couple of really key points, and especially that follow-up, making the appointment, asking a lot of questions. That's really what it is. It's the relationship building. And you may not even be bringing up Avini the first time you visit with them. You may just be listening. It may just all be about them. So that's great. Now, thank you so much. And Dave, oh boy, Dave's got a passion for something that's coming up, which Neil has focused on as well this week. And that's the benefits and the gifts of Autoship with this company. So Dave, I'd love for you to express your thoughts about the value of Autoship in Avini.
Thanks, Shari. Thanks for your testimonials there, Susan, and thanks for sharing how you talk to yourself, Paige. You said you were talking to yourself, so that was good. All right. Hey, I guess I want to say, first of all, that my passion is helping people get well. Helping people get well. And I didn't get involved with Avini to build a business, but guess what? A business is growing beautifully. It's amazing how when we simply share better health methodologies with other people, the growth factor explodes or can explode. In relationship to being involved with Avini as a wholesale buyer or a distributor, either way, there's this Autoship thing. And through my many years of dealing with a little over 40 different companies, 9 of which were network marketing companies, I developed some Autoship PTSD because so many different companies get you on Autoship. You can't even figure out a way to get off of it. You call the company and try to figure it all out. And then if you can get off of it, they make sure you understand you're going to be penalized if you get off of it, and so on and so forth. It just amazed me. And then when Avini came along, Avini didn't come along as a business. Avini came along as a way to help my brother save his life. And after losing 5 of my siblings, and then the next 2 that got cancer, to different types of cancer, the next 2 that got cancer were able to clean their bodies out through these new discoveries, and they are doing well now. It's been amazing to see this. We had to cross the bridge of Autoship for a very particular reason. The way I look at it is Avini developed an Autoship for a key purpose, to try to see as early as possible in the month what kind of volume they needed to produce. They produce everything themselves. They don't, import things from China or this country or that country or the other country. And no, they do everything themselves because they want it to be top quality and truly stick with the proper formulations of the discoveries of Rick Deitch and so on and so forth. Well, it's interesting that when they set up an Autoship, they set up a blessing with it. It was unbelievable to me. Number one, an extremely simple way to start it and to stop it. You can place a single auto ship order and turn it right off, and they do not penalize you in any way. And they make it so simple to do. Secondly, the way I see it, when you use the auto ship, when the masses of people that are involved with Avini, it's a very little company so far, but when the majority of us use the auto ship, it tells Avini what they're going to need quickly in the early part of the month. So then they can focus on what the main needs are in order to keep their inventory ready for us, so they can serve us well. And we can then get into the hands of people who are ailing, things that are vital to the development of better health. Okay, so there's one key factor, but they did something else. In order to encourage you to use the auto ship, they, first of all, recognize that the difference between retail and wholesale pricing is 20%. They give an extra 20%. It's like a discount, but it's a little different. They give you points, 20% of the value of your auto ship order. They give back to you in points. Every single point is worth $1, which means that at one point in the future, you can place an order with your points alone, and all you'll pay is the shipping charge, and you get a whole order. I mean, I just placed an order for almost $2,000 worth of these amazing discoveries, and all I had to pay was $20 shipping. I mean, I can't argue with that. It's as if we're getting 40% off continuously as long as we order it through an auto ship. And once again, you don't have to leave it on. I typically leave mine on now. For a while, I turned it off, and then I would, toward the end of the month, getting ready for the new month, I would go, okay, what do I need? And I'd set up an auto ship. Now I just leave it on, and toward the end of a given month, I go back in and say, okay, I don't need that. I don't need that. I need this. Oh, I got to add that. I just kind of revise it each month, and it works out beautifully. It's just so simple. And I'm constantly amassing 20% of the value of everything I order as points, so that then I can have these orders that cost me nothing but a little tiny bit of shipping. To me, that's amazing. So what I want to do is share my screen and talk to some of you about how to do this. Okay, so what I've done, I just kind of create a little bit of a set of slides here. So step one, to set up an auto ship, to turn it on, turn it off, whatever, you need to go to your website. So number one there is your website address, if you can see it. Hopefully you can see that in the red print at the top. So there's mine, avinihealth.com/Dave Neff. Yours is unique to you. It was set up either by you or by someone who helped you when you first signed up. And so there's, you go to your website address, and it'll put you on a page where you'll see you. It says you are shopping with David Neff, in my case. Your name should be up there. If you've added your picture to it, your picture will be there, and so on. Then I want you to look at this. Just go down below the logo here. Can you see my cursor okay? I hope so. But anyway, go down below this logo, and there's home, products, testimonies, scientific research, all excellent links, event calendar, APP, contact us, join now, and back office. You click on back office. And when you click on back office, it'll take you to a page like this. What you need to do is input your username and your password, which would have been set up right at the beginning. If you're not sure what they are, talk to the person who helped you get started, and or contact help over at Avini. Anyway, secondly, once you log in, you'll see a picture sort of like this without the red print. But I want you to put your cursor over here on the shopping basket and touch your cursor on orders, just the shopping basket. Once you touch that, it'll give you this picture. You'll see this vertical black section on the left-hand side of your screen. And when you see that and you're touching on orders, just touch on orders, and it'll show you place an order, manage auto ship, or order history. If you click place an order, that's a situation that is usable anytime in the month, but you will only get 20% off. You will not receive the extra 20% in bonus points that you can use later for free product. So click on manage auto ship, And when you do, it will take you to a page that looks like this. And you'll see you haven't set an auto ship yet. Haven't set up an auto ship yet. You'll see that. Then number two, I want you to click on this green circle with the plus in it to start your auto ship. It's down in the right-hand corner of the page. That's where you start the auto ship. Then that'll take you to a page where you can select your products and you can move from there. That's the only part that I put on screens for the moment. But let me just go to my website. Let's see this one. Okay, so now we're going to go to Avini Health. I've saved my website. I'm going to click back office, just like I was telling you. Put my username in and password. Click log in. Here we are at the page where you go over to orders. You click on manage auto ship. And in my case, an auto ship should come up. There it is. It's set to process tomorrow. But if I want to change things, I look down here at edit and I can edit my auto ship. Basically, I'm going to click on edit just for the fun of it, because this is the page that's coming up now that this is the page you'll be at. You can see different types of products. Well, no, you'll be at the one that's called, let me click on add things. Okay, this is the page you'll be at. I'm in edit auto ship. I'm changing mine around. So if I need another Zeolite, I can click right here on add to auto ship, plus mind and vision, plus cardio care, pet, pre-packs. Okay, I want you to focus on pre-packs for a minute. Pre-packs, notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 showing on the width of the screen I have right now. But notice right here, the little part that says view more pre-packs. Click on that and it opens up lots more pre-packs. What are pre-packs? They are a way for you to get a price below wholesale. So in other words, let's say you're getting some Nano Silver, you buy 3 at a time, you get a lower price. It's $1.95, divide that by 3, and you'll see that your price for 3 is better than 75 cents, the $75 per bottle for a single Nano Silver. Same thing with 3 plus relief or plus mind and vision, a 3-pack, 3-pack of plus cardio care, Zmunity Mushrooms, a 3-pack, and then different combinations and so on. And then up here, one of my favorites pre-pack is the Cell Defender 5-pack. And I'm going to click add to auto ship because I just wanted a second one of those. And on my auto ship, then I have Cell Defender 5-pack, 2 packs. And then I simply go down to the bottom, move this out of the way if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it. Move. Oh, maybe I won't. Let's see. Click on this. It opens it up a little more. And then at the bottom somewhere, I should be able to. I'm not seeing it because I can't. Okay. Because of the way I'm sharing it, I'm not able to do it. But basically, there's an item that says, here, I'll just add one more of these. And then there's an item that says review. I need the review. Sit down at the very bottom, though. And I can't get to it. But yours will say review right up in this area. You click on review. It'll show you what you've got in your auto ship. And then you'll be able to click save. You want to click save, but before you click save, I got to get to this part somehow. There's the top. Oh, review. Okay, we click review. Now, this is thank you so much for your help. On this page, it shows your auto ship items on the left, and then it shows shipping and payment. This is a critical point here. It shows frequency. Mine is set for November 10th. That's tomorrow. Lots of times, that could be set to a different month. It might be December 4th. Look at this now. Okay. Now it's set to December 4th. I'm not going to even have that process for a month or more. And so I need to correct that. There's a little arrow on the side for forward and a little arrow on the left here of the calendar. Take it back to November. Put it back on the 10th for me. Click OK. Hopefully you're seeing this. And then check your shipping method. If you click on Edit, it opens up a page, or rather a box, and it shows USPS priority. That's $33 for my order. UPS overnight, if I really had an urgent situation, is $88. And my health is worth more than $88 if I really need it, or somebody else's health is much more important than them having to wait a week. So once in a while, I'll use an overnight. USPS, that's Postal Service Ground Advantage, is 31. So I saved from 33 to 31. UPS Ground is only 29. That's the best deal, unless I want to go with second day air, which is 60. So I'm going to leave it on UPS Ground, update it. Then I check my shipping address, and then I make sure I have your credit card. My credit card in here. And you can click on this arrow and you can add another credit card or a different one, etc. So when you make sure everything is done, you go to the bottom and click Save. Once you click Save, it's there. And then you can get out of your Autoship. You can go back to your home screen. And then let's take a look at the home screen. There, right there is the reward point balance. I have 90.3 points left right now because I just spent a couple thousand. And you can look at the history of it. And I can click Shop Now. Just understand one thing. When you place an order with points, it has to be all points except for the shipping. You can't mix points and dollars in your order. Otherwise, you place an order with all dollars and the shipping. So that's where you would do it, is click Shop Now and go from there. Is that all making sense? Hopefully, yes. I think I'm going to get back out of here now if I can figure out how to get out. There it is. Click on my name, click Sign Out. I'm out of it. Unshare the screen right there. And I'm back with you. All right. So bottom line is, it's a simple process. Maybe I didn't make it sound super simple, but I hope it helped a little bit. You can certainly ask your sponsor or some of your upline. You can ask me if you want to, whatever. Bottom line is, it is a simple process once you learn it, and it is highly valuable. Again, worth about 40% off instead of only 20% off. So I encourage you to use that process as you go about your life, helping other people get well and building your business, which is going to automatically develop.
Absolutely. Excellent, Dave. Yeah, it helps the company see what's happening by the 11th of the month, and it helps you see what's happening in your own personal business and what's coming in. I also, I was thinking of something else. Oh yeah, the last day for Autoship this month is the 11th, right? And Dave has,
my question is, can you place your Autoship on the 11th? Because it's not going to, you have to place it by the 10th.
yes,
so it's
correct.
processed on the 11th.
On
That's
the
the
11th.
last day.
Correct.
Paige, I think I was going to say something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have another little input there. When you're using your auto ship points and say you used them all, you don't have enough points to buy anything else, but you need something else, all you have to do is click on the dollar amount underneath the product, and you can add to your point order something that you're paying cash for. And that way it all comes in the same box and you save on shipping by combining it. I learned that just a few weeks ago or a few months ago, Dave, where you can add to it. Your points have to cover the product entirely. Yes, like you said, you can't do half money, half points, but you can add to that point order by clicking the dollar amount and paying cash for something else and adding it to that order.
So it's like you're just adding to the order a cash item, but you're paying shipping just for one combination.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Anything else, people? This has been awesome.
Okay, we ready for questions?
Yeah, yeah. Are there questions?
Yes, there are questions.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Okay, Richard Zimmer asked Susan, sorry to hear about the loss of your husband. When people don't want to talk to you about Avini, what do you do to change that?
Well, that's kind of hard to change because I've talked to him so many times. But if it's somebody I have not talked to before, I've learned now to just ask them questions. If they don't want to talk about Avini, then I ask them a question about something else, kind of get them off the Avini track and just have a conversation. I hope that's what you do, Shari.
Ask them what they're doing, what has helped. Like
Right.
Chip Littlejohn has said, what have you done that has helped? What are you doing now? Talk
Right.
about them. Everybody's favorite topic is themselves. So yeah, you're right. Ask them questions.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. I see you answering questions. They're
I mean,
disappearing off my list.
I'm glad to answer live if I need to.
Okay. I'm just going to say this person's first name because I'm not going to butcher people's names today. But Toby says, this Zoom is great. I'm new to Avini, have been in several MLMs, did well with one of the MLMs. When it fell apart because of leadership with the company, I want to build an Avini business. I feel like my friends and customers are tired of my MLMs. How do I change this mindset with myself? I really believe in Avini over all the other MLMs that I have done. I want to build. I feel so hesitant to reach out to others with another product. I believe I have found the best product. Does any of this make sense? Can I get connected with Paige?
I got an answer.
So sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. You want to say something?
Okay, yes, I do. Oh, yes, you can get connected with Paige. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so in relationship to reaching out, one of the first things that I learned to do was to not use the term product, but to use the term discoveries. These are new discoveries. And Rick is, in some cases, has been working on them for 20 years, plus or minus. And when it came to me, when Shari shared with me, she just told me, hey, you're going to want to know about this for your brother John. Well, my brother John was dying at the time, and he had already spent $150,000 on all kinds of natural types of treatments, and over 8 years at stage 4. And the interesting part is nothing seemed to be working. And when Shari called me and got me connected basically with Rick Deitch and his studies, that was the first time that it became absolutely foundational in my mind that we needed to remove heavy metals and toxins as priority 1. And so I began, of course, initially I just shared this with my brother, who was pretty much comatose, and I had to basically put it in him. And in about a month and a half, he started acting differently and understanding and took over it himself. And in about 5 to 6 months, he got really well. Now, it's interesting to me that I didn't say anything about a product. I talked to him about some discoveries that have helped other people be able to clean their body out in such a way that the body was able to fix itself from all kinds of different types of problems. And so after that was done, and I started looking at this for myself and for a couple of other siblings that had gotten serious multi-cell problems, the buildup of bad cells and so on, then they used it and they got well. And I said, wait a minute. So then I started noticing people who had issues, and I would ask them questions like, wow, what happened? Maybe it was a sprained ankle or a bad knee or anything, and or they got a cold or something. And I would just, hey, what's happening? What's going on? And then I just listen. And that was the key, to listen to them. And when they started saying things, in my mind, I could have said, oh, you need to use this product. No, I don't do that at all. In fact, I would simply ask another question and get them to explain further and develop it further. And sometimes what came out of the woodwork was not only their problems, but the wife's problems, or the aunt's problems, or the mom's problems, or the father's problems. And all kinds of people were having problems. And guess what? All kinds of people are having problems. How do we approach them? Ask questions and listen, number 1. Number 2 is, I simply use the testimonial. In my case, I was using my own testimonials and or those of my family, but I've used testimonials of other people as well. You don't have to have your own testimonial yet in order to do this. Share what happened with somebody else. From the fact that they used a new discovery, which helped them clean their body out of heavy metals and toxins, allowing their body to begin to fix itself. And that's how they got well. So by sharing it that way, gently, and only when the door is open, it warms people up. And the responses to me is, oh man, what is it? I need to know about this quick. It's like, now there's where you got to resist. just jumping, oh, well, get this product, this product. Nope, not using the word product even. And I'm not saying get this, get this, get this. I'm saying, you know what? Would you take the time to listen to a 5-minute video from the scientist himself explaining how some of this works? And, or maybe I'll send them one of my explanations where I explain to a bunch of people how it works without describing a whole bunch of products, but talking about some new discoveries that have made some inroads in natural health, amazing inroads. That's a long answer, but I hope that helps.
Mhm. I was taking some notes while you were talking, Dave, and I was thinking, to answer, what was his name?
Toby.
Yeah. So Toby, when I started this, I too had a long list of friends that I'd already talked to in the prior years about another company. And it's like, oh, what now? What next now? What are you doing now, Paige? And so for a while in the beginning, I just found new people to talk to. And now that I've been using Rick's Zeolite for 3.5 years, now I can go back. I feel more confident, and I have already with many, but to go back and say, I've been using this for almost 4 years now, and I've had amazing results. So in the beginning, I found new people. I found new groups. Just met new people. And I know, Shari, you've used the question often, do you think we live in a toxic world? Well, I think with the major awareness that is going on now we can say the statement, everybody knows we're living in a toxic world these days, right? And most people are going to say, yes, absolutely. And then you go, well, what are you doing to take out your toxins? Have a conversation. What's working for you? And then hopefully what happens in a polite conversation is eventually they're going to ask you, what are you doing? So the word has gotten out. We've got great advertising with Bobby Kennedy wanting to make America healthy again. God bless that man. Thank you. And I have to say something funny happened yesterday. I went to the health food store here in town, and I kid you not. So we've been here, 2.5 years now, I think. That little health food store was busier than any other day I've ever been in there. I go in there at least 3-4 times a week because they're close, and I had never seen it so busy. So people are waking up. So everybody's aware. And what are you doing, to remove your trash? And then you can share what you do to remove your trash. So that's how I get people interested in ones that are like, oh, what do you got now? Hey, ask them what they're doing to remove the trash, because I'll stand here and say, I know of nothing better to safely, effectively, and inexpensively remove the trash systemically from my body. You got something better? Bring it on. I don't think there is anything better. What else you got for questions?
Okay, Richard says, this month I found out that we can have more than one auto ship order in a month. I got some extra money after my regular auto ship order was set on November 4th. Very early on the 4th, I tried to amend it. It was too late to amend, but a second auto ship was set up to go out on the 5th. Has Dave ever tried doing 2 auto ships in a month?
Yes, definitely. I have. However, I do everything I can to try to combine everything into one just to save some shipping, so I don't have an extra shipping charge. But definitely, if after I've processed an auto ship, let's say on the 5th, I'll pump another one through on the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th, or 10th if I need it. I just try to get everything I can. And my goal in the long run is to try to get ahead on different things. So then I don't have to do emergency orders through the regular ordering system and miss out on my extra 20%. But once in a while, in an emergency, I got to place a regular order. Hey, somebody's life is way more important than me getting 20% on some things. Okay. I hope that answered.
Good answer.
So Catherine says, for new or potential people who may listen to the recording of this great call, I didn't put that part in there, she did. It would be helpful to hear the questions answered so someone just hearing the recording learns or is reminded of the information. So I think the only questions that were answered in the background were when points were available, and I believe that's after it shipped, right?
Points are only available on the use of an auto ship. So, and that's between the 1st and the 10th of the month. As long as it ships by the 11th, then you get 20% in points. That's on the only time points are applied with an auto ship, and the auto ships only can be processed between the 1st between the 1st and the 11th. So placed between the 1st and the 10th.
And the
Hopefully that-
points are posted as soon as the auto ship goes.
Yep.
And the recordings of these videos are always on Dave Johnson's YouTube, and they can be found, links to that can be found in the Avini Health training as soon as I edit and get these up later today. Takes time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. So that was the last question.
Yes.
Good questions that were asked. So I'm glad that people posted those. And I want to thank everyone today. And I'm so happy that, well, Susan surprised me with the products and the business testimony, which was awesome. And I want to thank Paige, because Paige always has gifts of knowledge and nuggets to share. And Dave, well done. So I'm so happy for everybody. And I do hope that this was not only an educational call, but also an inspirational call for those people that are really interested in bettering their health, but also sharing with others. So we hope we gave you some tips. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a fabulous weekend. And thank you, Nikki.
Yeah. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you for joining the Magnetic Leadership Podcast with Dave Johnson. Take charge of your health and detoxify today with Avini Premium products.